Hi everyone, this is hopefully going to be my last OT video. We are at the end of extended school year, which means there's a chance we could start up in person for the fall. So hopefully this is the last video that you'll be getting from me. I wanted to follow up on last week's video. Actually, last week I sent out just a handout about OT 1, 2, 3, how we want to incorporate deep pressure or heavy work, movement, and then either auditory, visual, or tactile input. So 3 different sensory components into any activity that we're doing to get the body ready for work. I realized that there was a lot of different factors interacting in OT 1, 2, 3, so I wanted to give you some practical examples of how can you incorporate those 3 different types of sensory input into activities. So this video, rather than doing beginners and an advanced, I'm going to do both of them together, just showing you the different ways that you can adapt an activity to be either harder or a little bit easier. So first we will do prone over the ball. I'm going to turn so we can see here. So have your child lay over a ball, and remember from my video earlier about if you don't have a ball, you can simply take a pillow and wrap it up with a blanket or wrap it up in a yoga mat. Anything that gives a little bit of that unstable surface can be used as a ball if you don't have a peanut ball like this at home. So if your child's laying over the ball or the pillows, an easy version for something that you could do, because you're on the ball, you'll have that little bit of movement. Your child's going to be getting deep pressure from their body on the ball, from holding their body up, from using those core muscles to lift up their head. So that's 2. The movement is 1. The heavy work is 2. And then 3, I've got just a baking sheet out in front. So your child could play that kind of like a drum for a little bit of an easier challenge. Or if they want a harder challenge, you can have the tray off to the side and put some coins to the side and have them pick up and release the coins onto the tray. So if your tray is a little bit chilled like mine is, just because it's metal at room temperature, it feels cold. That's that tactile sensation, which is a little bit more input for your child's body. And then also the sound of it is an auditory sensation. So you're giving your child a lot of opportunities to put the sensory connections together and get a really good sense of where their body is and how their body is all working together to engage in this activity. So we'll put that to the side. The next thing that you can do in this position is you can use aluminum foil. You can hear it crinkling already, which is that auditory sensation. For an easier activity, you can just have your child pat and engage with the foil on the ground. You can lean them back and forth to hit the foil to get a little bit more of that movement in there. My little guy's feet, my goodness. Back and forth, back and forth. Or if your child's up for more of a challenge, you can have little pieces of aluminum foil that they can pick up. That's a lot. I won't actually do all of those. That they can pick up, crinkle, and then put into a container. So then you're getting that fine motor challenge as well. While your child is crinkling up the aluminum foil, that's that extra tactile sensation with the auditory built in as well, because it makes that fun crinkling sound. Another thing that you can do, I realize I need my tray again, is Play-Doh. So for an easy Play-Doh challenge, you can simply have a tray or a baking sheet like I do, have the Play-Doh in front, And then while your child is getting that movement, that heavy work, they can also get the tactile sensation of engaging with the Play-Doh. I just realized now that this Play-Doh is actually scented, which is another one of those senses that can help your child get a better understanding of what it is that they're engaging with and where their body is. A lot of food play is great because you get that scent as well. If your child is able to, you can also do, instead of just playing with the Play-Doh and feeling it in front of them, you can have them pick off a small piece of the Play-Doh and then put it into a put-in container, and then that can help, again, work on those fine motor skills while they're engaging in this whole body awareness activity. The last two things are a little bit bigger movements that we're going to do. So I'm going to clear out some space here. So one is to have your child lean back over the ball. For my peanut ball, I like to put it long ways so then your child has a little bit more support on their body. And have them lean back for that movement. Reach over their head for something textured, and then sit back up for that heavy work for their core. And then you could have either something for them to throw the ball at, or you could just have a laundry hamper, I can't think of the word, have a laundry hamper on the other side so they could throw to a target. But those are those 1, 2, 3. The movement of going back, the heavy work using their core muscles, and then 3 would be the extra tactile sensation. You could also have something that lights up back there for the visual input, or a toy that makes noise whenever they squeeze it. So just think about that extra level, that third component that you can add to these that's really going to help your child get a better sense of their body. If it's too much work for your child to lean back, then pick up, then sit back up, because that is a lot of things and a lot of muscles that your child is working, you can simply lean your child back and have a textured pom-pom back here for them to reach up and feel while they're leaning back. Or you could, once they're leaning back, oh, I got my washcloth for extra texture as well. Once they've leaned back and you want to help them sit back up, you could hold onto their hands and hold onto the pom-pom, and then ready, set, go, pull them up. My little guy's so light, he just slides right off, but your child's bottom will keep them in place. Or, if even that is too hard, you can have the textured pom-pom in front of them, and then they can lean back, sit up with your help, and then feel the texture of the pom-pom once they've sat up. And then the last thing is for a little bit of core rotation. You can have your child sit next to either an end table or the sofa is great, and then just do a rotational core activity where they're reaching to the side, twisting that core for the movement, and then whenever they're twisting, all those core muscles are working, so that's that heavy pressure, that heavy work activity that we talked about. So they'll turn, get something either with a texture, something that lights up, something that makes noise. Always think about what is that third thing, that extra sensory input, and then throw it to whatever their target is on the other side. So turning side to side for a rotational activity is great. And if that's too hard for your child, think about what can I put on the ball that will add that extra texture for them. Or even, you know what, I hadn't thought of this before, but you can have your child on the ball, working on that balance, getting that movement, and then turn them around. You can't tell because my guy doesn't have a face, but turn them around so that they're getting that tactile input on the surface of the sofa. So whatever it is they're engaging with, you can either put that on the ball itself, or you can put it on a surface in front of the ball. So I hope that gives you a better understanding of that 1, 2, 3 that we talked about last week. I did say that crawling and rolling are excellent opportunities to work in those three senses, because crawling and rolling automatically have the heavy work because your muscles are starting the movement, and they automatically have the movement because you're going somewhere whenever you're crawling or rolling. So if you're going to do a crawling or a rolling activity, just think about, what's that last level, that number 3 that I can incorporate? Something that's textured, something that makes a sound, or something that lights up. And then I didn't make a video this week with those things because I've already done the rolling and the crawling obstacle course. So if you haven't seen those, feel free to check them out. I hope you guys all have a wonderful summer, and I hope I get to see you again in the fall, in real life, in person. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.